Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into the groundbreaking self help book, The Easy Way to Stop Smoking, by British author Alan Carr. Carr, who himself was a chain smoker, consuming around 100 cigarettes a day for 33 years, illuminates the path towards a smoke free life. His insights and method, famously known as the Easy Way, have helped countless people overcome their addiction to nicotine. The easy way to stop smoking reframes our understanding of smoking. Instead of treating it as a mere habit or craving for a hard drug, Carr rightly classifies it as an addiction that can be defeated with the correct mindset. Overcoming this addiction, Carr suggests, requires more than sheer willpower. It necessitates a paradigm shift in how we perceive smoking. In his book, Carr details the necessary steps to quit smoking and addresses common questions that arise during this transformative journey. So if you're a smoker struggling to quit, interested in understanding the compelling case for quitting, or keen to learn why willpower alone won't help you quit, this is the episode for you. Join us as we explore the principles of Carr's successful Easy Way method and his revolutionary perspective on ending the unhealthy dependency on cigarettes. Stay tuned to be enlightened, empowered, and inspired to take the first step towards a healthier, smoke-free life. The Easy Way to Stop Smoking. Join the millions who have become non-smokers using Alan Carr's Easy Way method. Introduction. Dive into the journey of breaking free from tobacco addiction. Consider the millions of individuals who, year after year, attempt to sever the chains of smoking, aiming for a life free from this nagging habit. However, the bitter truth is, a large chunk of these aspirants falter. So where lies the fault? What's the missing link in their efforts? This narration will reveal that much of the conventional wisdom associated with quitting smoking is skewed, founded on misunderstandings of addiction and the process of giving it up. When it comes to smoking cessation techniques, many have fallen for popular yet misguided beliefs, resulting in a journey to quit that is unnecessarily burdensome. So, the million-dollar question is, what's the successful route to achieving a smoke-free existence? Welcome to the most practical and effective route to discard cigarettes permanently. The Easy Way. This method enlightens you to view your addiction from an entirely new perspective, addresses the root causes that drive you to smoke, and aids you in recognizing the clear fact that cigarettes offer nothing positive. They're devoid of any benefits whatsoever. This narration will unveil the nuances of the Easy Way. As you listen to this, you'll gain insight into the reasons why sheer willpower isn't the silver bullet to quit smoking, the myth surrounding cigarettes and stress reduction, and the importance of continuing to smoke until you fully understand these insights. Part 1. Unravel the mystery of bidding goodbye to cigarettes by challenging your beliefs. We are inundated with countless opinions on how to successfully quit smoking once and for all. Most of these theories revolve around two premises. It's a test of your willpower, and it hinges on understanding the detrimental effects of smoking. However, the reality is that all smokers are quite aware of the harms posed by smoking. While every smoker consciously made the decision to light up the first cigarette, none of them were signing up to become habitual smokers or to never enjoy a meal or a social gathering without puffing on a smoke. Many delude themselves by clinging to the promise of one-day quitting, but when it comes to taking the step, their knees buckle. So what makes the thought of quitting so terrifying? It's the anticipated period of distress that reportedly accompanies it, when you believe you won't be able to relish life's moments in the same way without the supposed perks of smoking, and those who've tried only to fail in their attempt harbor even greater dread. Enter the Easy Way, a pathway to quit smoking that promises no suffering, no need for extraordinary willpower, and no withdrawal shocks. Sounds like a magic trick? Well, it's not. All it involves is calling into question the motives behind your smoking habits. Numerous smokers claim that smoking assists them to unwind or concentrate. But here's the truth bomb. Smoking does neither. These sensations of relaxation and concentration are nothing but illusions, and combating these false perceptions forms the essence of the Easy Way. The Easy Way demands absolute adherence to its guidelines without resorting to substitutes like nicotine gum. And, just like every other quitting method, it requires your initial willingness to quit. Following this method will reward you with a fresh viewpoint. You will no longer envy smokers. Instead, you'll empathize with them. Meanwhile, as you explore these principles, you're encouraged to keep smoking. This way, your attention won't be diverted by the craving for a puff. Up next, let's delve into why other methods of quitting fall short. Part 2. The journey of quitting smoking is not about making sacrifices. It's a common notion that the craving for a smoke can be quashed simply by refraining from it long enough, leading to successful smoking cessation. However, this mindset morphs the process of quitting into a perceived sacrifice, making the journey considerably tougher than it actually is. When we decide to quit smoking by relying solely on willpower, it renders us with a feeling of losing out on something. But the crux of the matter is, rather than persuading yourself that you're forbidden from lighting a cigarette, you should eliminate the desire for it from the outset. This turns out to be a challenging task even when we zero in on the benefits of quitting smoking, such as monetary savings or enhanced health. Even when we adjust to these perks, our brain manages to instill in us the longing for a cigarette, leading to imminent relapses. Another standard approach towards quitting involves reducing smoking gradually. However, by restricting smoking to select moments, you end up allocating an even stronger positive association to it. At the same time, the addiction lingers, but now with amplified stress levels compared to regular smoking and the nagging withdrawal symptoms present throughout the day. Reducing your smoke intake doesn't create a lesser desire for cigarettes. Paradoxically, it amplifies your craving. Having a smoke-free day or an even longer period is achievable effortlessly when you don't dwell on it. Nevertheless, even if you downsize your smoking, your thoughts continue to circle around cigarettes, making the process of quitting as rough as ever. With the Easy Way, walking away from the habit isn't about restraining yourself. It's about combating the societal brainwashing that keeps you yearning for another puff. Uncover more in the upcoming section. Part 3. Confronting indoctrination is the key to breaking the smoking addiction. Smoking is not merely a routine. Routines can be modified without much ado. It exemplifies an addiction to nicotine. By diving deeper into the mechanisms powering this addiction, you're paving the way towards successful quitting. Not only is nicotine an incredibly addictive substance, but it's a toxic compound as well. The nicotine you draw in when puffing on a single cigarette could prove fatal if it were to be directly injected into your bloodstream. While nicotine can potentially hook you quickly, the addiction it triggers isn't extraordinarily intense. The accompanying withdrawal doesn't inflict physical agony, just the unsettling sensation of missing something. When your body receives nicotine, coming off a craving, you experience swift relief, and this gratification fuels incessant smoking. However, after withstanding 3 weeks of abstinence, around 99% of nicotine will have exited your system, marking the end of your physical addiction. Then, what brings about a relapse following this? The chief stumbling block isn't the nicotine addiction, it's the brainwashing we repeatedly face, whether induced by advertisements, media glare, or from smoking acquaintances. Almost everyone will convince you that quitting is an uphill battle, that it involves monumental sacrifice to surrender smoking. Ironically, buying into this belief is exactly what amplifies the struggle of quitting. We resort to smoking as a means to combat boredom and stress, and to enhance concentration or relaxation. However, smoking doesn't alleviate our boredom or calm our nerves. These notions are mere illusions stemming from brainwashing. Part 4. The perceived advantages of smoking are simply misleading deceptions. What images cross your mind when you visualize smoking? Relaxation, social interaction. Contrary to widespread belief, both relaxation and stress relief are not the direct benefits of smoking. Instead, they arise from the alleviation of our addiction-driven craving. Quite a few of us perceive our lives laden with stress, giving us an apparent excuse to engage in a harmful habit that purportedly aids relaxation. However, most of the stress experienced by smokers is the product of nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Smoking a cigarette does alleviate this stress, yet it's important to understand that non-smokers don't grapple with this strain in the first place. Technically, nicotine is a chemical stimulant. Then why do many of us believe in its tranquilizing power? The relaxed sensation following a smoke arises solely from satisfying your body's craving for nicotine. The hard truth is, chronic smokers don't enjoy genuine relaxation any longer. The misconceptions of amplified concentration and reduced boredom post-smoking are nothing but figments of the imagination. If you're addicted to smoking, augmented concentration after a smoke can be attributed to the intrusive thoughts of cigarettes when you're not smoking. Likewise, cigarettes don't alleviate boredom. In fact, they trigger lethargy, leading to heightened boredom. So, having debunked the groundless arguments supporting smoking, what persuades us to quit? Monetary savings and health improvement form solid incentives indeed. However, these gains materialize gradually rather than instantaneously. Quitting smoking won't transform you into a youthful version of yourself overnight. So what's the motivator that inspires us to sustain quitting for good? The answer lies in the exhilarating sensation of liberation. This realization is the cornerstone that exposes the stark reality that smoking offers no benefits. The moment you grasp this truth, you embark on your journey to successfully quit, and quit for good. Part 5. The ideal moment to quit smoking is the present one. If you've pondered over quitting but haven't acted upon it yet, it's likely because you're holding out for the perfect moment to arrive. But what constitutes the right time to quit? A period of reduced stress? A phase with minimal concerns? The reality is, there is no such thing as the perfect moment. The most commendable time to kick the habit is the present, right after absorbing this information, if you're determined and convinced. The timing doesn't carry much significance, since quitting is feasible at any point, provided you employ the right method. Naturally, you'll be besieged with countless doubts before making that decision. It's imperative to tackle these doubts head-on, since they pose a barrier to your journey towards liberation. Many query whether they'll yearn for nicotine. However, post the 30-day mark, it'll have entirely left your system, nullifying your cravings. Others dread the possibility of weight gain, assuming they'll compensate cigarettes with sugar-laden edibles. Although nicotine withdrawal pangs may mimic hunger, with a little attention, it's easy to differentiate between the two. It's crucial to stop misleading yourself with the myth that a solitary smoke or an exclusive cigarette is acceptable. Just one puff is enough to sustain your nicotine addiction and nourish the false misconceptions that maintain your cigarette dependency. Part 6. Embrace freedom the moment you stub out your final cigarette, not after your withdrawal phase concludes. In essence, smoking signifies a drug addiction. There's no escaping a withdrawal phase spanning approximately 30 days while nicotine gradually exits your system. However, this phase shouldn't trigger fear. Contrarily, harboring fear of the withdrawal experience presents yet another hurdle on your path to quitting. Nicotine replacement therapy is anchored in the notion of combating two elements: the habit of smoking and the withdrawal pangs linked with nicotine. But smoking is not genuinely a habit, it's an outright addiction. The initial step involves conquering the indoctrinated belief that quitting smoking entails a sacrifice. However, resorting to nicotine substitutes merely extends the hold that nicotine has on your body. Several individuals wrongly believe that the transformation will occur only after the withdrawal phase of 30 days, as if they'll revel in an epiphany and morph into a non-smoker overnight. This concept simply lacks factual basis. Inhale deeply as you light up your final cigarette. Ask yourself the benefits it offers, practically none. Then snuff it out, basking in the glow of liberation. Now, you've successfully transitioned into a happy non-smoker. While nicotine will cease to be a bother in a matter of days, certain psychological triggers, such as situations linked with smoking or witnessing your friends lighting up, could pose challenges. Even when employing the Easyway technique, 10% of quitters succumb to relapse due to these reasons. However, overcoming it is definitely possible. Avoid suppressing thoughts about smoking. Making it a taboo only intensifies your cravings. On the contrary, sincerely reflect on how smoking infringes upon your freedom, and you'll clearly comprehend why it's not worth sustaining the habit. There's no compulsion to steer clear of other smokers or drastically alter your lifestyle, since quitting smoking necessitates no sacrifice. Revel in the perks of being a non-smoker, take pride in your resolution, and soon a life devoid of cigarettes will make perfect sense. Final summary. The fundamental takeaway from this book: bidding goodbye to smoking doesn't spell sacrifice, nor does it entail restraint. Rather, quitting smoking symbolizes the attainment of liberty. By overpowering misconceptions about intimidating withdrawals and diminished life pleasures, and by unveiling the genuine reasons underpinning your reliance on cigarettes, you'll have the ability to quit with unwavering conviction and relish a revitalized life devoid of smoke. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.